Good afternoon. Today we're going to do a little bit of a different video. Uh, Still going to be 944 related, but we're working on a different car today. Usually we're working on the Safari over here or the parts car, which that's all that's left of it right now. The rest of it's gone. Today we're actually going to be working on my gray 85. Had a little bit of an issue with this the other day. I was driving home from work. I got a mile down the road and it just quit, turned off, just like someone turned the key, and it would not start again. So it is a crank no start. And one thing I did notice after that happened is I don't have tack bounce anymore. So in this video, I believe it is the speed sensor that has failed, but we're going to go through the process of verifying that it is the speed sensor that has failed. So we'll jump in the car. I'll crank it for you real quick, show you what no tack bounce looks like. So I don't really know how much of this car that I've actually showed. So we'll just jump in here. So, and I actually have, I got a little bit ahead of myself on this one. Sorry, I jumped into just diagnosing and then remembered I should make a video. So, here is cranking the car right now. Let me try to hold that better. I know I kind of rest my hand on the steering wheel so the camera kind of shakes a little bit when it cranks, but the tack, that needle should flutter just a little bit, and it is not fluttering at all. So what you want to do is there's this little flap of carpet. You open that back. There's a piece of wood with 4 Phillips head screws. Pull that out, and then right back there is the plug for the DME. So I'll show you unplugging that and what we got to do next. So here we are in the passenger side footwell. This big wire right here going to this cream colored plug, that is the plug for the DME. The DME is mounted right on the back side of this plate. So there's a little metal tab right here. You pull that. You can pop the back up. Then you have to kind of swing it up pretty high. And then the front will disconnect. So now that we got this disconnected here, we can see all of the terminals in this plug. So what we're gonna have to do now is figure out which one is the speed sensor, and then we use an oscilloscope, which is this little guy right here. What's the best way to see that? So that has a graph. What we're going to do is we're going to probe with some paper clips there so we don't bend the connectors in that plug. We're going to probe the ones for the speed sensor. We're going to watch on that graph right there, and we should see some voltage change going positive, negative, and that is showing the sensor actually measuring the speed of the motor. So figure out what where we need to plug in, and we'll get this going. Okay, so right now I'm hooked up between terminals 8 and 27 for the speed sensor. So let's crank this and see what we get. All right, so we are getting a wave. Our total range is 5 volts, and that was going halfway, so we're probably getting 2.5 volts, something like that. So that should be good. Okay, so right now we're connected to terminals 25 and 26 to check the reference sensor output. So let's see what we get here. So we were getting output on both of them. The only thing I'm wondering is, with the speed sensor, we were just getting the one up and down, one wave. Wonder if we're supposed to be getting more than that, or if we're not getting enough voltage from the reference sensor. So those are some interesting curiosities, but that's how to check them pretty much. On the speed sensor, you're supposed to get 2.5 volts. And the reference sensor, you're supposed to get 2. And I think we're getting it, so I'm going to do a little bit of reading on Clark's Garage and see what I can come up with. So, after I checked both the sensors, I had a revelation. If you saw, when we checked the speed sensor, we were only getting one wave. And when we checked the reference sensor, we were getting a sawtooth kind of repeating wave. So let's take a minute and think about how these sensors work. The reference sensor gives the computer reference to when cylinder 1 is on top dead center. That means there's only one little peg on the flywheel for that to read off of. The speed sensor has multiple pegs on the flywheel that the sensor reads to tell the computer how fast the engine is spinning. So, if we think about it, the reference sensor should be getting one wave, one repeating wave of when that one peg goes past the sensor on the flywheel. The speed sensor should be getting multiple waves when all of those pegs pass the sensor on the flywheel. So when the issue on this car happened, I was driving home from work and it quit. My immediate thought was speed or reference sensor, because I've had problems with them in the past, long time ago. So I unplugged them to check the connections. When I plugged them back in, I was like, well, I'm pretty sure those are plugged back into the right spot. And thinking back on it now, I had tach bounce when the car quit. It was after I plugged them back in that I lost tach bounce. So, and after referring to the DME test plan, which I'm going to see if I can I took pictures of the pages. I'm going to see if I can put those in, and you can pause it just to see what the wave's supposed to look like for the speed sensor and the reference sensor. So what I realized is I had, that day that on the side of the road when I was looking at the connectors for the speed and reference sensors, I had plugged them in backwards and lost tach bounce. So after I did that, I was like, okay, DME relay is another issue with these cars. So I always have a spare DME relay in the glove box. So I swapped that out. But because the car didn't have the speed and reference sensors plugged into the right spot, it didn't know what it was doing. So after making this realization this morning, I swapped the speed and reference sensors again, and I left my spare DME relay in the car. And it had tach bounce. It took a minute for the fuel to, reprime in the system, and then the car fired right up. So I was like, okay, let's test the old DME relay. I put that back in, car fired right up, ran for about 5 seconds until it lost fuel pressure, and then it quit again. So the issue the whole time was the DME relay failed. And then I caused a secondary issue swapping the speed and reference sensors. So the whole month this thing's been sitting that I haven't been able to look at it. Really, half of it was my own fault, and it could have been running. So that's good lesson to go through, and gives me an opportunity to show you guys how to check the speed and reference sensors. So for the speed sensor, you are going to put your scope across terminals 8 and 27. For the reference sensor, you're going to put your scope across terminals 25 and 26. It's always best to test it at the computer plug to make sure you don't have an issue anywhere else in your car's wiring, and that you're actually getting the signal back at the computer. It's always the best case scenario. That's what you want to do to check it. The other thing, you saw I was using paper clips clipped into the alligator clips on my leads for my lab scope. You want to use something small. Don't be jamming the probes for a multimeter or something like that in there, because you're going to bend those terminals out, and then when you plug the connector back into the computer, it won't read on the spades in the computer. So be really careful with that. I usually keep a couple paper clips in the box for my lab scope, and also if it's something that you need, I also keep some safety pins in there as well. You can use those. They're pretty thin to get in those small connectors. So this thing's fixed. It's back up and running now, which is awesome. I feel like such an idiot on that one, to be perfectly honest with you, but it's all right. We live and learn. We make mistakes. Just gotta own it and go forward. So now that this thing's running, I'll get back to driving this. I got a little bit of a leak with it coming from somewhere right now. I don't know where, so I'm gonna have to look into that. And I got a track day coming up June 10th. So I'll be going through this thing, just give it a good tech inspection, put a wrench on all the bolts for the suspension, flush the brake fluid, all that stuff. And I'll probably show you a little bit of that, show you a little bit of the track day, and gonna be trying to put out some more stuff. And yeah, we'll go from there. And just to show, yes, it really does run. Just the DME relay. That's why you always keep a spare with you. But this one, unfortunately, is now junk. So I will have to get another one to throw in the glove box to keep as a spare. And yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.